Happy New Year! Woo! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Inspire with Fire 2021 edition. Episode 116. What? Oh man, I hope you guys are doing good. How's your new year? How are your holidays? Who we got in the house this morning? I am so excited because I have missed you guys. I'm a little rusty. I was like, oh, I'm running a little late this morning. I'm like, I got to get back in the groove. You know what I'm saying? Oh, good morning, Miss Jillian, my sister. So good to see you in the house this morning. Hey, Lori, what's up, girl? I got some squirrels for you today. Woo! All right. Who we got? Hey, Tanya in the house. What's up, Tanya? Happy New Year. Hey, Ruthie, what's going on, girl? What's up? Hey, Linda, good to see you this morning. Oh, and you got your mom with you today. Hello, Miss Louise. Good to see you this morning. Welcome to Inspire with Fire. We're so happy you're here. Hey, Susan. Ooh, brr. It's cold and snowy in Iowa. Yeah, it's cold in Florida this morning, too. It's like 50 degrees out there. There was a little bit of frost on the ground. Y'all know what frost is? It's a lot less than snow. Hey, Tortilla, what's up, girl? Good to see you in the house this morning. How's it hanging in Oklahoma? All right. You have no sound. I have sound here. So check your speakers. Can everybody else hear me okay? Jillian's getting some love in the house. I know you hitting off the new year right, aren't you, Tortilla? Getting up early, girl. You go on ahead with your bad self. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Or am I a mime? Can you hear me? Okay, Tortilla can hear me. Yeah, Linda, I think everyone else can hear. Try checking your speakers. I'm just going to make a little comment here since she can't hear me telling her to do that. Everyone else says they can hear. All right. Make sure you are not on mute. Oh, now you can. All right. Welcome, Linda. And to your lovely mother, Louise, in the house this morning. So good to see you guys. All right, good job. Everybody can hear. We got it going on. Hey, you never know. I was looking around saying, did I mute my microphone? What's up? What have I done? It's a new year. I might not be doing something right. Oh, 2 weeks. Can you guys believe it's been 2 whole weeks since we've gotten together? I've missed you guys. Seriously, I have. And as you can see, I've done a little bit of remodeling of the set here. We have some new things over here and up there. Up there. So I took opportunity over the break to clean my office. It was a 2-day event. But y'all know what? After I did it, I felt so good. I was like, oh man. Because, I mean, you guys just see this little area. You didn't see all that that was going on around us. Not in the frame. But, it had been somewhat neglected. I'll just say it like that. And so I had to bring some order into the chaos because, did you guys know that your productivity can be directly linked to the organized or lack thereof environment that you're working in? So I'm like, I'm going into the new year. I got to get things organized and I got to get them ready. And so I took opportunity during our break to use some of my time wisely to prepare. As my friend and our sister Jillian always says, care to prepare. So care enough to prepare. So I cared enough to prepare for where we're headed in this new year. Speaking of my sister Jillian, congratulations goes out to her and the whole Ortega fam for the new addition that they have, the beautiful little angel that they have welcomed into their life, Vincent The third is here. He is here. He has arrived. He brought in 2021. He said, "Oh, I'm here. What's up?" He literally said, I'm coming. I'm coming right now. What's up?" And so we're excited for her and her family, and I just can't wait to meet the little guy. I've seen pictures, and he is adorable. I'm just saying. Totally adorable. But we're excited for you, Jill, and your whole family, and that beautiful little bundle of joy. All right. Linda's gonna call me out on Inspire with Fire. Not yet. Linda's like, "Are your taxes done?" We're working on it. They will be by the end of this week, that's for sure. But my office is clean. That was step one to getting the taxes organized. Oh, Linda's holding me accountable for my taxes, y'all. I need somebody to, because my accountant, she don't care anymore. She's like, whatever, do what you want to do. Oh, man. He is a doll baby. Oh my gosh. I should have, I don't know. I'm going to talk to my sister Jill and see if we can show him off on one of our broadcasts this week. We'll have to see. We have to get permission because, you don't just show people's babies off without their permission. All right. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? Happy New Year. It's here. Woot woot. Where were we? Where did we leave off? So prior to our break, we did a 2-week series. Don't worry, we're not going to pick up and do week number 3 on that. We did a 2-week series on the fruit of the Spirit, what most people call the fruit of the Spirit, or what we came to know them as the varied expressions of love. So I hope everyone had an opportunity to genuinely express those varied expressions of love with your family and your friends and things like that over the past couple of weeks as we've been in the holiday season and the holiday period. So in thinking over the past day or two, I was trying to get my mind set back to Inspire with Fire and where God wanted to take us in this new season, in this new week, in this new year, in this new era that we're in. Because those of you who are on the Christmas party, we talked a little bit about the new era that we're entering, following the conjunction of the planets and the alignment and what that means in the heavens and that kind of thing. But so where do we go from here? Where do we go from those varied expressions of love and learning about those fruit of the Spirit and learning how to incorporate and integrate them into our daily life? So after that super intense focused study that we did, aside from the obvious, I had to ask myself, okay, why was that so important? Like, why did God take us on that journey for that last 2 weeks of the year? And I know that we were looking at how can we carry that into 2021 and integrate that and make that a part of our daily lives. So a few days ago, God started kind of dropping the answer and kind of the next steps into me when I was on the phone with a dear friend. Shout out to Sharonicus. My dear friend Sharon, I was on the phone with her, haven't talked to her in months, several months. And she gave me a call up. We were chatting, and we had the opportunity to talk a little bit about what God was doing in our lives, what He was speaking to our hearts, and that kind of thing. And she mentioned to me something that God was dealing with her about, and I hope it's okay that I share this, Sharon. I love you. And that was abiding in His presence, and that comes from the John chapter 15, I believe. And so after we had that discussion, and we had a great discussion about it, we went a little deep. I like talking to my friend Sharon because we go deep on the verses and the Bible study. We have Bible study on the phone. But after that conversation, God just wouldn't leave me alone about this abiding thing and abiding in Him. And so every time I've woken up since our conversation, and that's been maybe 4 or 5 days ago now. I don't know. I forget what day we talked. I think it was maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Anyway, whatever. But ever since I've woken up since then, he's been saying, abide in me and I abide in you. So it's like I open my eyes and I hear that in my spirit. I hear, abide in me and I in you. Abide in me and I in you. Like a record on repeat. And then every time I would say, okay, God, where do you want to take Inspire with Fire this year? What do you want to, where do you want us to start and kick this year off? And I would hear it again, abide in me and I in you. So over and over again. So on repeat. So in this new year, as we kick it off and we exit that time of marinating in the conversations we had prior to the break about love and all of its varied expressions, I think that we want to start looking at cultivating that deeper understanding of abiding in God's presence and abiding with Him. So are you ready? Are you ready for some abiding? Y'all watch football? Are you ready for some football? Are you ready for some abiding? We're going to abide. We're going to abide. So give me some fire. Give me some fire and let me know you are ready to abide. Abide. So we're going to hop on over to our inspiration. Inspiration. All right. We're going to hop on over as soon as I remember how to do that. There it is. All right. So we have John 15, and we're going to look at verses 1 through 8. And this is going to kind of be our theme for the next day or two. Because I'm only going to have enough time today to get us started, and I'll come in and talk deeper about it tomorrow, and we'll see where it goes from there. But it says here, there's my fire. Thank you, ladies, for the fire. Love my fire. I just love seeing you guys and your faces and your names again. Oh, my goodness. And Susan's got all of our notes up there. Here we go. Abide in His presence. How do we do that? So Jesus says here, He says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, He takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the words which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. Well, I've heard that a lot over the past few days. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, and I in him, bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. But by what? By abiding in him, my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, so that you will be my disciples. Okay. Abide in me, and I in you. So we can see here. Well, before I do that, let me say a quick prayer. Let me pray. So Jesus, we just invite you now to speak to us today, as only you can. And show us how we can abide in you and bear much fruit for your kingdom and bring glory to the Father. And speak to our hearts today. Transform our lives. In Jesus' name. All right. Y'all got some fire coming in for me. I love it. Thank you, Tortilla. Thank you, Lori. Thank you. All right. So abide in me. What exactly is Jesus saying here? So let me frame it for a little bit. So if you look at the context of where John chapter 15 is happening, Jesus is talking about, he's what is he talking about and who is he talking to? That's what we want to look at for context. So this is one of the last big important talks that Jesus is having with his disciples right before he's arrested and then later crucified. So it's happening, the time frame of this happening is right after he has the Passover meal with them, and he's told them that he's going to be betrayed. He's told Peter that he's going to deny him, and Peter says, "Oh no," and Jesus says, "Oh yeah." And so he's had this conversation, and he's already kind of prepared them a little bit for what's to come, that his time is coming to an end, that it's going to be time for him to go back to the Father soon. And so this is like, he's been with these guys now for like 3.5 years, and these are his parting words. These are some of his parting words. So he's been with them for 3.5 years, pouring into them, teaching them, and demonstrating the kingdom of God to them, and showing them what a kingdom life looks like. Okay, so he's been demonstrating and showing them the kingdom of God and what that life and walking with God and living in the kingdom that is already within, what that looks like. And now he's going to be going away and he's going to leave it to these guys that he's talking to spread the word and continue the message and teach others how to live out the kingdom on earth, how to live it out here. So he's getting ready to go away, and he's got his guys, his mentees, that he's poured into for all of this time, and he's about to leave it with him. He's like, it's all up to them after he goes, right? So he's saying these are his parting words. So think about the people in your life who you've poured yourself into. Maybe your children, your family, your spouse, your grandchildren, your friends, your family, your team, the folks you've mentored or cared for along the way. Think about those people, and then think about Jesus, and that he had a purpose. He came to earth to fulfill a purpose that would transform humanity, split time in half, BC AD, before Christ, after his death. I mean, he split time in half. And so his entire purpose on earth is now going to be the carrying out of his story is going to be dependent on these guys that he's talking to. So the entire reason that he was sent here, everything he was sent here to do, is hinging on these next few things that are going to happen over the course of time, and then how these guys take it and handle it with the rest of the world. What do they do with it? Okay, so he needed people then that would continue to spread that word after he was gone, because when he's crucified and ascends to heaven, he's fulfilled his purpose, but his purpose is to restore the relationship between God and man that was broken with the fall of Adam and Eve, right? So he's coming to restore that relationship and clean the sin, clean the separation, because sin is separation from God. So he's come to remove that separation from God and restore that relationship. And now we got to depend on these guys that he's talking to for that message to continue. These guys that he's talking to for that purpose that he was sent here to do to be shared. All right. So this might be an important talk. Just saying. So this is a little bit more than the halftime speech in the locker room that the coach is giving to the team. This is saying, listen, guys, I have to tell you this before I die. These are some of the most important words that Jesus would share with his closest inner circle before he left the planet. Now, this talk goes on for a few chapters in John. And, it's always been a favorite section of the Gospel of John for me, is that around chapter 14 through 17, 18-ish. I've always there's so much in there. So I would encourage you guys on your own to definitely go and read through that section of the Gospel of John and just let it get in your heart. But for now, for this week, for the next couple of days, we're going to look essentially at these 8 verses and what it's saying to us, and what does it mean to abide. Yes, restoration. Amen. What does it mean to abide? So to abide essentially means to be stable, to be fixed on something. If you are continuing or you're remaining in something, then you're abiding with it. You're staying there. You're living there. You're hanging out there. You're abiding. You're staying. Um, you abide in your home, right? You have a home. So you're making your home with Him and letting Him make His home with you. So it's to abide means to accept without objection, to follow and adhere to. So you abide by the rules, you abide by the policies. So there's a lot of different angles we could look at what it means to abide. And we'll get more into that as we go along this week. But for today, I want to focus on, so what does it mean if we're abiding in Him? So if we're abiding in Him, then we're stable in our love for Him, in our relationship with Him. It means that we're continuing in our day with Him, that we're remaining in relationship with Him, that we're accepting Him without objection. Remember I said earlier, without objection. So we're accepting of Him without objection. I accept Him just as He is because He accepts me just as I am. We're following Him. We're adhering to His ways. Okay, so these are some of the ways that we can really look at this and integrate it into how it transitions into our daily life. Is this making any sense for you guys? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this is if you're vibing, if you're vibing with the abiding. Are you vibing to abide? Vibing to a vibe. Put vibe to abide in the comments. Vibe to abide while I drink some coffee. Y'all like my lipstick? Yes. All right, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Come on. Y'all still with me? I see y'all are here. Wake up. I know it's Monday morning. Wake up, y'all. There we go. Vibe to abide. There we go. I think we got a little delay. I had to wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes. Y'all had to type it, didn't you? Vibe to abide. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Ooh, that's good coffee. Y'all, I haven't been up this early in 2 weeks. Anyway, okay. Back to abiding. So we're abiding, we're adhering to His ways, we're following Him, we're accepting Him without objection. So in essence, abiding in Him then is allowing His words and His instruction and His ways to guide us and direct us on all levels of our life, all the levels of our life. Okay. Oh, I love it. Abide in Him. There we go. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Tanya. So some questions we can ask ourselves as we start the discussion, these discussions, and we start really meditating, because that's what I want us to do with this conversation this week, is to really let it play in the subconscious background of your mind through the whole week. Let it play out there, and and ask yourself some of these questions as we go, and see what God speaks to your heart. And then, I'll be coming on here and talking about some of these things as well. But how is this translating for you personally? How do we abide in Him? How are we showing up for Him each day? How are we seeking Him each day? How are we allowing and integrating Him into our decision making? That's a big one. How are we letting his love, in all of its varied expressions, as we talked about before the new year, how are we letting his love in all of its varied expressions be seen through us each and every day? And then, how tasty is our fruit? Because abiding in him seasons the fruit, right? Think about what it's saying there. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself into things we'll talk about later in the week, but if he's the vine and we're the branches, then he's the source of nutrients for our fruit. And fruit, the taste of the fruit comes from the nutrients that are being poured into it as it grows and develops from the water, the sunshine, the soil. And y'all, look, the cat bit me. From the soil, all of that kind of stuff. So the fruit is seasoned by the root. Ooh, that's good. Somebody write that down. The fruit is seasoned by the root. So how tasty is your fruit? The tastiness of the fruit, or the expression of love that comes out of you, because that's the fruit, right? We learned that before the new year. The expression of the fruit that comes out of you, the expression of love that comes out of you, is your fruit. So what is in you will come out of you. How tasty is what is in you? How tasty is the fruit? How tasty to other people is your love? How tasty to other people is your kindness, is your gentleness, is your patience? How tasty is your presence in another person's life? When you leave somebody, are they like, man, I can't wait to see them again? Or are they like, oh God, thank God they're gone? One of the biggest compliments you can get from somebody is, hey, I want to hang out with you again. Hey, I want to see you again. Or, hey, I can't wait till we get together again. Not like, see you around. Yeah, one day, after I've had time to recover. No, that's not the kind of fruit you want to leave. That's not the taste that you want to leave in someone's mouth. So what taste are you leaving with people? I think I got ahead of myself on that one, but that's good. It's good. It'll whet your appetite for other things we're going to talk about this week. So in closing and wrapping this up so that we can anchor it and move on to the day that is in front of us as we think about abiding in him and he in us and what all of that means. So I want to leave us with that today and reflecting on those questions. And then in our next few broadcasts, we'll dig a bit deeper into what this abiding presence looks like and examine it more closely and see how it can inspire us and direct our lives this year. Y'all ready to anchor it? Y'all ready to anchor it? Here we go. Where's my anchor button? Hey, speaking of anchors, y'all see Melody's cross on the wall with the anchor? Remember that? We got it up and she's not even here today to see it. Oh, y'all better text her and tell her. All right, let's anchor it. Here we go. I decree, I abide in Jesus, and he abides in me. I allow his love to influence the direction of my day. As I abide in him, good and positive fruit comes from my life and impacts others. One more time. I decree, I abide in Jesus, and he abides in me. I allow his love to influence the direction of my day. As I abide in him, good and positive fruit comes from my life and impacts others. All right. Here we go. That's good. So we got it anchored. Okay. And yes, Tortilla's getting ahead of me. Thank you, Jill. Oh, you guys are so good to me. I love all those hearts and rainbows and fires. Woohoo! Inspire with fire. And Tortilla's getting a little bit ahead. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Tortilla. Prune them branches. We're going to talk about pruning them branches and see some great fruit in the process. I got a story for y'all on that one. that's going to be good. That'll come this week at some point. Yes, love spending time with people who leave you wanting more time with them. The fruit is obvious. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. How tasty is your fruit? I think that's the question of the day. Like, that's the question of the day. We're gonna focus on that one as we close out today. How tasty is your fruit? That's good. That wasn't even in my notes. That was inspired. That was inspired with the fire. Oh, thank you, Lori. Woo woo. I love all the fire loves. I love the fire loves. I love it. We gotta name this guy. I know I call him a squowl, but he needs a name. He needs a name. We have Lovey Dovey over here. Lovey Dovey, he has his name, but the squirrel doesn't have a name yet. Let's name him. Hey, we can have a Name the Squowl contest. There we go. All right, so a couple of announcements. On Friday, that's a teaser. On Friday, I'll be sharing more information with you guys about the direction of Inspire with Fire for 2021. So be sure and be here. Stay tuned and be here for that. Oh, I love all this fruit y'all are throwing up. So we're going to... Oh, fruit. Now you're making me hungry. Now I want fruit for breakfast. Good fruit. Good fruit. Oh, well, Buttercup is cute tortilla, but it can't be Buttercup because that's Buddy's nickname. So when he walks up to me, I'm always like, "What's up, Buttercup?" So Buttercup's Buddy's nickname. So we can't do Buttercup, but I do like that name because obviously I nicknamed my cat's nickname because his real name's Prince Ari, and then his nickname is Buddy, and then the nickname to the nickname is Buttercup. I just couldn't decide on a cat name, so I use them all. All right. Yes, I love the new baby came to the Ortega family, welcoming in the new year. And it was, to me, you guys, it was beautiful. I'm going to say, when I saw the pictures of that little guy, he's so cute. Oh my God, I can't wait. I just can't wait to just love on him. But he's so cute. But when I saw his picture, it was like, I had a moment. A 2020 exit, 2021 entrance moment. And I was like, man, him coming into this world, at the time he comes into it, it was like a breath of fresh air. It's like breathing in new life into the planet. And I know other babies were born on the 31st and the 1st and those two transitionary days. But it spoke to me, it spoke hope for new life. There was a lot of death in 2020. There was a lot of pain for a lot of people, a lot of death to a lot of things, not just humans that were affected by the pandemic, but also to a lot of people lost their jobs, their incomes, their way of life. Everything changed. The death to the way that we existed on the planet in a lot of ways. But when that baby came in and I saw his picture, it's like God spoke to my heart on a deep level. It's like anytime there's a season of death, there's a season of life to follow. And so I hope that I'm going to leave you with this, which again was not in the notes. It's just coming from, let's just talk about the baby for a minute. And him coming in on New Year's Eve at 1:11 p.m., which is an alignment number, a heavenly number. Him coming in at that time is like a promise from God to all of us to say, hey, yeah, there's been a lot of bad. There's been a lot of death and grief and sadness. But on the other side of that, coming out of that, is new life, is hope, is new beginnings, is a new adventure, is alignment. 111 is alignment for new things, for new possibilities, for happiness and joy and love, because you can't look at a baby, a new little baby, and not feel love in your heart. If you don't feel love in your heart, I'm worried about you. But let's talk later because we need to get Jesus. We need to get Jesus to help you with that. But but you can't look at a baby and not feel warm fuzzies and be like, oh, look how cute. I mean, think about it. So this is God saying new hope, new life, new love, just an infusion into the world of goodness. So I don't know. It just, I hope it encourages your heart and impacts you to think about that as much as it did me. That like, yeah, this is a good sign. This is a good thing. That there's new life. There's new life in 2021 for you. So prophetically, let that speak to you. Let this new life coming on the last day of a year that a lot of people want to forget. Let this new life coming and arriving give you hope for 2021. So, all right. So we're going to close with that. I will see you guys tomorrow, 8:08 a.m. Eastern Time. And I'm getting back in the groove. So thank you for your patience this morning when I showed up at 8:10. but 8:08 tomorrow. I'll see you guys back here and we will continue our talks. Happy New Year. I'm so excited to be back and it's going to be good. Great things are ahead. So you guys head on over to KristaAbbott.com. Kingdom818.com is under construction because remember I lost my vendor because of COVID. Hey Lisa, Lisa's in the house. You've been hiding in the background, girl. You've been sitting on the back row. That's okay. We see you. All right, guys, I'm out. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget, how tasty is your fruit. Bye.